Hello everyone and welcome to my video. In this video I'm going to be talking about my first year at uni because I've basically finished my first year, and I know what you're wondering, it's only April. Well, if you're watching this in the future, in 2020 there was a bit of a pandemic, just a little bit of a pandemic, which resulted in the unis closing early. So I've been off uni for pretty much a month now, I think. A month next week. So it's been pretty boring, and I still have one essay to do, but I'm basically at the end of the year, so whatever. So I thought I'll just in this video talk about my first year. So if any of you guys are hopefully moving to a university, I can help you, I guess, especially if you're going to Nottingham University, because I have a big video planned when I'm allowed to go outside again. So stay tuned for that, and like and subscribe if you want to see a beginner's guide to Nottingham University, because I'll do that at some point when I'm allowed to go to the university again. So anyway, what was first year like? Well, it's a pretty fun experience, I've got to be honest. I mean, I'm not your typical first year. I don't exactly go out clubbing or drink because athleticism is the simple answer. I don't drink because I want to have peak athletic performance. So whatever. That's for another video, why I don't drink, but we'll get into that anyway. So how did the first year begin? So at first I went, because this is my local university, this is a lot easier for me, so I'm sorry if you're moving like really far away from home to a university, so it's not quite the same, but I can still help you anyway. So on the first day was like a Sunday, believe it or not. We had to go to the university and register and get our ID cards, which I have right here, coincidentally. Boom. I probably shouldn't have shown that on camera, but if you want to steal my identity, go through it, you can do my exams for me. But either way, we get our ID cards and we basically confirm that we do exist and we are going to the university. That was a weird day for me because it rained, I think. But I got a little tour from one of my friends who had moved into the university. Oliver, big up, thank you for showing me around the university. But apart from that, that's pretty much the first day, and a lot of people are still moving in and setting up, so you'll probably have moved into your new university by the time you get your registration day, because you have to do an online and a in-person registration. But for me, I just had to get a bus and go there. But then we get onto the fun first week, as they say, Freshers Week, I think it's called. Now this week is not really a week of uni. You may have one serious lecture, but you don't really need to be writing anything or doing anything, you just need to turn up. And you don't even have to turn up, but I recommend turning up because it helps you and you learn the rooms and stuff. But this first week is pretty much just learning the university. They'll tell you about what you have to do, how you submit stuff, what your course is going to be about. It's a pretty administrative week. It's not the most fun, and to be honest, the fun part is what you do outside of your time in study. So this was for my uni anyway, they have like 3-piece things you can buy to make your accommodation look better, and just stuff to help you settle in, I guess. And then they have a lot of, I guess you could say, how to lose your money sinks, I think is the best way to put it. They have a lot of events for you to meet people, but don't do it unless you really want to go clubbing, because your student loan will not last you the full term if you do that. And this is coming from someone who doesn't drink and go out clubs. I was on the bare minimum by the end of the first semester because stupid decisions, because you think, oh, I've got so much money, I can do this. If you do save up and look after your money and get a job before university, maybe you can be a bit more affluent. I don't know, you can spend more. But personally, I would not recommend doing all of the events. Sure, go to some, but you don't need to go to every single freshers event every evening, because you're just going to feel awful for the whole week, and you will undoubtedly get freshers flu, which it kind of hit me, but not too bad. You basically feel like absolute, I'm not going to say because I got bleeds, but you feel awful, and yeah, it's not great. I only got it mildly, like I had a really bad sore throat. It got to the point where I couldn't swallow, but I was fine. I just needed to eat stuff like ice cream. And now we'll move on to, what actually happened in first year. So first year was weird for me. Like, despite me living at home, I spent the majority of my evenings at my friend's house, at least for the first semester anyway, which was cool because it's like, I have to thank her so much. Like, I don't know if she still watches my videos. If you do, comment below and message me. But I thank you so much for allowing me to just come to your accommodation pretty much every week for the first semester, which was great. Like, I kind of understood what it was like to live in accommodation. So yeah, if you are moving into accommodation, clean up after yourself and keep the place tidy, because your roommates will talk behind your back, as I found out a lot. But accommodation was cool. Like, that's the reason I'm moving into accommodation next year, because it was just so much, it was just so interesting to actually live on your own with people your age, just doing your own thing. And that's why I want to do it, because one, I get so much more freedom to make videos. I cannot wait for that side of it. And hopefully my YouTube channel will be popping off by September, because we have been growing massively. So if you could like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. But moving on, apart from the accommodation, you learn so much when you're at uni and you're doing things independently. It's so much different to college. Like before university, I wouldn't have tried so many foods. Like I'm still not a big fan of like sushi or Japanese cuisine, but I love Chinese, and I had not tried Chinese food before university because I was such a picky eater. But when you meet people and you go out on meals and stuff, you get to experience these foods and you just try them, and honestly, you learn so much being at university. And I had such a good, I had a fun, I guess, social life at university for the first year. I did a lot. I went to, there's normally a fair in your city, especially at Nottingham. There'll be a fair, which is another cash grab, but it's also fun to go there if it's not raining and cold. Like I went there with my friend, and I lost money. I mean, I kind of got robbed by the stall person, the vendor or whatever, but it's fine. It was fun, and you know, stuff like that. If your city that you're in is doing like social things like that, you should go to them, because I did, and they were fun. Now let's talk more about what actually happens at the university. So if you're at a city campus, this might be different, but for me, who's on like I don't know what they call it now. I think it's like a park campus. I don't know. It's more like, it's not a city campus basically. It's basically like its own thing. It's outside the city. So you'll have like shops which you can buy food from, and notoriously they're expensive. So if you can, go to your local like smaller town and buy from those supermarkets if you want to save money. But if you don't really care, yeah, sure, buy the one from the Spar at the uni. But at our uni, the Spar was ridiculously overpriced. So yeah, and also they tend to have like a food court. So at Nottingham Uni, they have a Starbucks and some other like, I think they're branded restaurants, but I don't really remember them. I haven't been there in a while. But I love shopping at Starbucks, even though it's expensive. So yeah, that's where I used to eat. My meals tended to be a wrap, a chicken wrap, and Starbucks, and then I would have whatever I had at home. But eating is is the least of your concern in my, like, when you go to uni. To be honest, you'll be fine, especially if you're in halls. But that's for another video. Societies, yeah, people will want you to join loads of societies, and some of them can cost money, and you may end up, especially in first year, joining a load of societies you do not need to be a part of. But that is just how it is. You know, you join because you're interested, which is cool, and you meet people. So I think I joined a total of like 5 societies and paid for like 5 of them, and I only actively went to like 2 of them. One of them was for football as well, and that's a fun story. Football on a Wednesday was a cool experience because you meet so many people and you just get to do a sport. The only problem was, half the time the leagues were kind of unbalanced, and let's just say one result may have looked a bit like Southampton versus Leicester. But apart from that, doing a sport is a great way to meet people at uni. And for me, I met a load of cool people at my uni from just doing sport, and a lot of them are older than me, and I may not see them ever again, which sucks, but it was cool to get an experience. And I'll never forget my very first goal. It was on my debut. Great goal. But that was what I did that was the main thing I did. And then that was pretty much it for first semester. It's like you go to your lessons every day or whatever when you have them. You stay on site or you go home. That's pretty much it. And at the end of the semester, there was like Christmas balls and stuff. I went to one of them and I almost crashed my car because when we got there, someone or myself didn't put the handbrake on, and when we were leaving, the car was in the middle of the road. Well, car park. But yeah, that was fun. The ball was alright though. It's a nice time to dress up. I don't think I have any photos though, so sorry. Can't help you there. I also did a lot of Christmas shopping with my student loan. Again, that was kind of unadvisable because I was very poor at the end of this semester. I think I had a total of £20 by the end of it. And I'm sorry if you can hear the distraction of my family being weird. I don't know. Anyway, so after that you have like 4 weeks off, or 6 weeks for Christmas, and then I had like exams for the end of my topics, because you'll do like modules which don't always run over for the whole year. You'll do like 1 semester, so you have like essays. Well, this is for history. Like if you do like a written thing, applies to you. But I had essays for American history and American culture, and that was it, I think. and they were weird. Like, you had to go to this other campus that was like no one knew about, and it was basically like A-level exams, except not as strict, but kind of strict. And in the end, I did okay in them, so I'm not too fussed. First year doesn't matter to your grades, so you don't need to worry about that so much. It's more like just the experience and learning things. But it's cool to do exams because I know a lot of people haven't been able to because of COVID-19. Don't demonetize me, YouTube. But yeah, exams were okay, and then you just do the same thing again in the next semester. Granted, this semester was cut short because of the virus, but that's cool. I mean, it was pretty much the same thing. I just didn't do as much. I spent most of my time shopping in Beeston. Oops, giving away where I live. But I did most of my shopping and then would go home and do nothing. It's not really... It's fun because your hours are so small compared to college and stuff. So you don't really feel like you're forced. And you don't have to go to lectures because most of them aren't... they don't mark your attendance. Which is cool because if you're not feeling it, you don't have to go. Seminars I would recommend going, or tutorials, or whatever they're called, depending on your course. Go to them, just lectures don't tend to always be useful. So, yeah. And then after that okay, so in the second semester, which is from January to supposedly April, I didn't really have as much as an exciting experience. I guess, I mean, my timetables clashed with most of my friends, so I couldn't really do much. I spent most of the time just reading and doing essays. Kind of boring, I know, but that's uni. Sometimes you don't get that experience. And I would recommend, if you do go to uni, make not too many friends, but make friends who are on like doing different modules, just so you might have someone to talk to when your other friends are in lectures and stuff, because it can be quite boring when you're on your own, as I had for a lot of second semester, because most of my friends clashed with when I was free, and it kind of sucks, but it depends. That's your... at the same time, I don't think you need that many friends, because if you have too many responsibilities, too many people asking you to do stuff, and you end up losing money and stuff like that. So it's cool to have a small friendship group, in my opinion. But after that, what did I do? Oh yeah, I briefly took Korean lessons, which were going really well, and I was actually learning stuff, and I was really excited to do them. It was normally after football, so I was quite tired for most of them, but I really enjoyed doing them. So if my Korean teachers are watching this, I don't know if they follow my channel, if my Korean teachers are watching this, thank you for your lessons. I appreciate them, and hopefully you do them next year, because I was really enjoying them until this stupid pandemic arrived. But yeah, that was just another society thing. Like, as I said, I only turned up to 2 societies, one for football and one for Korean lessons. But that's cool, you'll do that in first year. Like, a lot of first year is just learning stuff and doing stuff. I do recommend that you explore things, even if you don't think you're going to stick to it. If you just do things for the fun of doing it, you know, and the experience, you'll learn a lot. That's what I learned anyway. I know a lot more about Nottingham, and I'd barely been to Nottingham before I went to the uni, and I live in Nottingham. And that's an aeroplane, if you can hear that. But you literally will learn so much at uni, and I do like opportunities they give you, but just be aware that your bank account may suffer if you do everything, and just be smart, plan ahead. Like, I budgeted myself to like £7 a day for food, and then I'd spend a little bit more on Monday for my shopping, but that was it. You just have to do stuff like that. It's just monitoring your account, which most of you probably do anyway. So what else did I do in first year that was of note? Not really much, I'm not gonna lie. Because you're away from most of your college friends, you don't really have parties anymore. Like, parties are kind of rare, so I can't really say that. You mostly just go out to the city, and that just wasn't my experience. I went on one night out, and I only stayed out till about 2 AM, and then I went home because I was tired. And it was okay, it was fun, don't get me wrong. It's just loud, and my ears were like, no thanks. So like, night outs are fun and all with your friends, but personally they're not really my thing. But they might be your thing, you know? I don't drink, so why would I want to go on a night out? But yeah, uni first year was weird, but interesting. Don't get me wrong. And this whole pandemic has made it unique, I guess, because online lessons, no offense, but they suck. They don't work. Like, I had 2, I think, and barely anyone turns up to them. It's just a mess. No one puts their face cam on. It's not the same, and personally, the uni should have just closed it and cancelled it because they weren't productive at all, sadly. But that's just unfortunate. I mean, it's a very uncommon event, this kind of thing. So hopefully second year will be a bit calmer, but I'm expecting a lot more of the work side. I don't know, apparently you have less hours, but you have more work, so I'll find that out next year when I move in. And I will do a proper detailed video on Nottingham University. So if you're going to Nottingham University, hopefully in September, I think. I don't know what your results are like. Stay tuned because I will do that. And anyone going to university, really, I can give you a guide of what a university is like anyway. Because it kind of applies, it's just different and locational. But it doesn't matter because I'll still do it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I did in first year, you know. Went round my friend's accommodation and just binge watched TV shows, YouTube. Stayed up really late. Occasionally went to football. Got smashed at football. Did a bit of Korean and went to just live my life normally. It's not that much different. And if you're moving out, you will soon love the independence. I hope anyway. I don't know, it depends how much you prefer to family life. Like some people hate living alone, some people love it. You know, just see what goes best for you. And obviously the first few weeks will be really tough if you're moving far away. And my advice to you there would just be to try not to think about what you're missing and think about all the freedom you have and all the stuff you can do. Because you don't have to worry about a lot of things. And it makes you more independent, which is great. Because you'll come out of it an adult, I guess. I think. Maybe. Who knows? That's all for you guys to decide. But yeah, I thought I'd give my thoughts on first year and what happened and what it was like. Not the most eventful first year, but a fun one, I must say. And I just want to give a big appreciation to all my university friends for making it easier and less stressful, I guess. But yeah, enjoy summer, my fellow uni friends and everyone else. Long summer ahead. Get ready for your guys' first year maybe, and my second year. And I will hopefully see you outside Nottingham University in my next uni video. So thank you for watching, and if you did like this video, like and subscribe down below, please. We are growing massively right now. We've grown more in 2020 than we have in the whole of 2019, so I appreciate you guys for that. And let's hope that by the time I go back to university, I'm going to aim for 2,000 subscribers. Actually, no, that's a big aim. Okay, we'll say 1,300 subscribers. That's a more realistic aim, because 2,000, that's like 800 subs. And even I can't pull that off. Look at me, I'm boring. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video if you enjoyed. Thank you, and goodbye.